What's poppin'? Welcome back to Midwest Talks Boxing. You know what I mean? Make sure you like, subscribe, share the content. Greatly appreciate it from everybody. Man, just got off work. So me posting this, I'm trying to think of a time this is gonna land. Because I want to schedule things on this channel. Like this channel is a little more like, if you look at the shorts, those are highlights that I've done over the years. I find clips to put like some of my music behind it. I'm not gonna post those too often, but I just wanted to bring those over since this is boxing. I'm gonna leave the basketball highlights on my music channel because I'm gonna just leave that there. But the boxing, I sprinkle those over here just to give more content. You know what I'm saying? Try to fill it out with more content here and things like that. But I'm trying to think of a time to schedule these. You know what I'm saying? I know I want to find a good time to schedule the gaming content. I just don't know yet because I know with the first channel it's 4, 5, and 6 daily. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't do 3 times, either way it goes is between 4 and 6 when I drop stuff. Unless I alert you when I just drop something. You know what I mean? Like I usually put some in the community posts and let you know like if I'm gonna drop this randomly. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to be scheduled. I don't really like the random stuff. Never really been my thing. I like to just be scheduled at all times. I was doing 9 in the morning. I might do 9 in the morning. Or I might do the evening. I don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? You'll find out. But topic at hand, and excuse me if I sound crazy. I'm kind of sick, but the show must go on. Topic at hand. I know this is a sensitive topic. Okay? All sports topics are sensitive. You know what I mean? People, before we even get into this, no need to talk crazy, no need to threaten me, no need to say I don't know ish about boxing because I asked the question. You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking the question here. The people get very upset when you ask about their favorite athlete. You know what I'm saying? And they get very upset, get personal, want to exhibit violence and all kind of things. It's like, bro, I'm just asking a question. He could be your favorite all day. That's cool, but can we just talk the real here? So we're gonna focus Mike Tyson. We're gonna focus on if he's overrated or not. Okay? Now, understand this. I do realize in boxing, when you coming up, they throw you against just low-level dudes to kind of pad that record. You know what I'm saying? And for you to work on things, okay? You know, they're not just gonna throw you in the heat, you know what I'm saying? Or throw you in the flames. They gonna, okay, we're gonna put you against this guy, work on this, work on that, boom, boom, boom. Throw you up against dudes you should beat. You know what I'm saying? So I don't knock nobody. I don't knock that. You know what I'm saying? I don't knock the slow progression up to certain opposition. I don't knock that. I think that's a good thing. You progressively go up the ladder. You don't just throw a dude in there. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I never had a problem with that. But the problem I do have is how you got a guy like Mike Tyson. He get away with everything that you wouldn't allow someone else to get away with, right? Because let's be real, you know, a lot of the stuff when it comes to Mike Tyson, oh, he already won a fight before he got to the ring off the aura and blah 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 blah. Well, what happened when he got in the ring with some cats who wasn't worried about his aura? Via Lennox Lewis, via Evander Holyfield. You know what I'm saying? What happened when he went up in there against some cats that wasn't worried about his aura, that do this? You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, you can beat certain guys on your resume, fine, but once we start getting up there into when you fighting champions and things like that, your aura don't matter. Now we talking the skills, skill for skill. You know what I mean? How you gonna deal with this reach advantage? How you gonna deal with the size advantage? You're not gonna be able to aura your way out of this. You understand what I'm saying? Even when it came to a guy like Buster Douglas. Because when he did, I mean, you know, when he pushed back at Mike, it was over. You know what I'm saying? It was what it was. Whether you want to say it was lucky or whatever reasons you want to give that he lost that fight, you know what I'm saying? If you look at how Buster Douglas came back on the fight, he like, man, F this. I'm about to go at him. And look what happened. He put him down. You know what I'm saying? So if we talking skill for skill, Iron Mike, was he really ever going to beat Evander Holyfield? If we look at this skill for skill, is Mike Tyson really a better boxer than Evander Holyfield? Yeah, he got knockout power and all that good stuff. But as far as boxing, is he better than the real deal Holyfield? And Holyfield got one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen in boxing. You're not about to just, you know what I mean? Like, Holyfield not scared of a soul. Now, yeah, he got losses, but a loss don't mean you suck. You just lost. You know what I mean? No big deal. And the thing is, even with Mike, I'm not even saying Mike sucked. I'm just saying this. Is he a little overrated? Because due to the fact that people put Mike on a pedestal, and he even said himself he don't care about legacy. He said this out of his own mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, people ignored that. You know what I mean? So Mike gets away with seeming to quit, it seems. When it get ugly in the ring, he kind of seemed to give up. Now, if Floyd did that, if Floyd Mayweather gave up in the ring, you would not let that, there's no way y'all gonna let him live that down. The issue I have here, other fighters have to be perfect, Mike don't. And he's still put up there as the greatest heavyweight of all time type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now, he's the youngest heavyweight champion, and big salute to that. You know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson, look, young Mike Tyson was serious business, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not taking that away from him. But a lot, like people say, if you listen to what people say, oh, he beat people off fear, he beat people off of this. It was never, oh, the skill. The skill. Is he a better boxer than Lennox Lewis? Would you say skill-wise, he's better than Lennox Lewis in any aspect of boxing? Seriously. You know what I'm saying? You see what happened. You know what I mean? Like, when they fought. I don't want to hear the excuses. You see what happened. There was no point where he had any control of that fight against Lennox Lewis or Holyfield. Clearly. Hence why he bit him. You know what I'm saying? And listen. Holyfield be on some dirty stuff, 100% the headbutt. But like I say, and I say this all the time in any sport, all the greats have some sort of tricks. You know what I'm saying? Some sort of dirty tactic. They all do in basketball, football, all that. They all do. They say if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. You know what I'm saying? That's usually the saying. You know what I mean? And I'm not condoning the headbutts from Holyfield, because what Holyfield did to Hakeem Rockman was crazy. He could have died in there. You know what I'm saying? You know, but if you know that's what Holyfield does, you know what I'm saying? That's something you, like, when you take a fight with Evander Holyfield, you know he's coming in with his head, man, 100%. There's no reason to even act like you got to train to prepare for that. Prepare for it. It's not like he's going to stop when he get to you. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to stop when he get to you. So, okay, you want to use a head, but I got the high guard, meet this elbow. I mean, seriously, you know what I'm saying? You want to play dirty, I play dirty back. That's what I would tell my fighter. Okay, we going up there against Holyfield, man. Listen, then we gonna find ways to use a high guard against that headbutt and study the footage of when he's. You gotta study that headbutt just as much as you study the punches to know when it's, because he knows how to do it to where it don't look intentional, but it is. You know what I'm saying? Holyfield claim he don't do that on purpose. Fam, he does it on purpose, 100%. I don't believe otherwise. Know what I mean? So. But there's a way to train for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, headbutt, meet the elbow. That's how we gonna do this. I mean, straight up. I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with it because that's the only way to neutralize it. You got to do something dirty to him back. I mean, there's no reason to keep taking it. There's no reason to keep taking it. He headbutt you. Okay, we gonna land this bow somewhere, somehow. I mean, for real. You know what I'm saying? We gonna meet fire with fire. You know what I mean? But, you know, Mike, I like Mike. I do, man. But, you know, if you place him against the great heavyweights of all time, who can you definitively say he's gonna beat boxing? Because you're gonna have to box him. You can't beat none of the great heavyweights with aura. That's not gonna even work. You know what I'm saying? Can he beat Usyk? You put a prime Mike Tyson there with a prime Usyk. Does he beat Usyk? Like, genuinely, does he beat Usyk? I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I'm not saying Mike can't beat no heavyweight, or no great heavyweight, but he would have to box. and he's going to have his mental game on point. And it seems as if sometimes Mike can be a little, listen to Teddy Atlas. Forget what I say. You know what I'm saying? Forget what I say. Go listen to what Teddy Atlas said. He the one who trained him. He knows him better than most when it comes to fighting. You know what I'm saying? Because the motto, rest in peace, that brother's passed. But someone who does know is Teddy Atlas. Go listen to what he say. Are you going to refute what Teddy Atlas says? Because it seems as if a fan, because I am a fan, if a fan said, oh, you don't know nothing, would you say that about Teddy Atlas, that he doesn't know anything? If he's saying this, like, he seems to lack, you know what I mean? Heart is a strong word, you know what I'm saying? But it seems like when it get tight, he don't got that next gear, because he don't know where to go when the aura don't work. He don't know where to go when the aura don't work. When the fear not there, he don't know where to go. It's like a dog or something. It's like a pit bull or something. When they see you not scared of them, or a dog, when they see you not scared of them, then they kind of cower away. When the barking don't work and then you go towards them, they're like, oh, I got hold up. You know what I mean? Very similar to Mike. You know what I'm saying? Mike got the gifts. You can have the gifts all you want. Mike can have the gifts. But if you don't got the mental to match with the gifts, it don't matter. We've seen many gifted athletes. They have the gifts, but they don't have the mental. Is more important. It's probably more important than the gifts, because the mental, you could beat a gifted fighter or beat the opposition just with heart right there, because you're mental. You know what I'm saying? The mental overcomes the gifts usually. You know what I mean? But when you got both, that's when you special like that. You know what I mean? And Mike, look, young Mike definitely special, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Mike, he had issues off the court, off the field. I understand and realize that, but let's call this what it is. If you list him against the great heavyweights and things like that, who does he beat? Honestly, who does he beat? I know Muhammad Ali was being humble and everything when he was saying that Mike would get him, but I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't agree with that necessarily. Muhammad Ali was too tall, reached too long, he can box too well. You know what I'm saying? And Mike would have got frustrated with something like that. I don't think he would have beat George Foreman. Oh, no. Absolutely not. There is no way. George Foreman got one of the best chins I've ever seen. He could take some hits. Go back and look at the fight with Evander Holyfield. Holyfield was clubbing him and he still wouldn't go. I was like, damn. You know what I mean? I'm like, God. Holyfield was knocking the mess out of George Foreman. He was going for it. Now, he did get tired against Muhammad Ali. But when greats fight great, sometimes you lose. That would take away from the greatness. Let's look at a guy like Deontay Wilder. Does Tyson beat Wilder? I think he could get him. But Wilder, not this Wilder. The Wilder with the lethal right hand when he was really popping like that. If Wilder would have caught Tyson, he probably would have put him down, fam. But I'm more so leaning to Mike Tyson with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaning to with Mike Tyson to beat Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder, if we talking boxing, you know what I'm saying? Mike was put together better as far as boxing technically sound more than Wilder. So, it is what it is. But I do think he could catch him. You know what I'm saying? Like, people talk about Mike's defense and his head movement. I don't understand. I see it a little. He had the weave, the side to side joint, but as far as like legitimately like official defense, it wasn't like all like that. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, in my opinion, you know what I mean? You seen that against a guy like Holyfield and Lennox Lewis. You know what I'm saying? When Buster Douglas wanted to catch him, he caught him. Okay? So, that's evidence enough to tell you about the defense. You know what I mean? So I do feel like a guy like Deontay Wilder could catch him. Does he beat an Anthony Joshua? I don't know about that. Anthony Joshua was a cold boxer. Now, can he catch him? Yes, but it's a big dude right there. And Mike is short with short arms, so he got to really get in there. So the thing is on Mike and his size, when he fights, if he fight against the great heavyweights, you know what I'm saying, he has to deal with getting hit. And Mike gets frustrated. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that gets frustrated. And he loses focus when he's frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Just what it is. It's evident. You see it. You know what I mean? You see it. You know what I mean? He gets frustrated. And when he gets frustrated, he kind of, he loses his composure. And it's hard to win like that because you got to be composed in the ring. You got to be composed getting jabbed constantly. You got to be composed when you get counterpunched. You got to be composed when you miss a punch. You got to be composed when someone's not scared of you. And Mike lacked that. Love Mike. I'm just being real because he got away with a lot of things that you wouldn't allow other fighters to get away with because that's your favorite. Because you grew up, I love Mike. That's why, you know what I mean? I grew up, that's why I watched. Okay, cool, but okay, all right, I understand that. But if you place him next to the great heavyweights, the great ones, on some real stuff, where does he, as far as skill for skill? I don't want to hear nothing about the Superman stuff because nobody's Superman. Let's be honest. Nobody's Superman. Everybody can lose. Everybody can lose, okay? It is what it is. You know, Michael Jordan took L's. You know what I mean? They somehow overlook that. You know what I mean? You know, every LeBron James looked at as the greatest, one of the greatest basketball players, top 3 at least. How many times he lost to the finals? We cannot ignore that. So when it comes to Iron Mike, Mike can be a favorite all day. That's fine. But you got to recognize the flaws too. You know, I always say this, Carmelo Anthony is my favorite basketball player of all time, period. I know he's not the greatest. I know that, you know what I'm saying? But that's my personal favorite, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to roll with Carmelo until the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I'm building my starting 5, I'm starting with Melo and I'm building around it. And I'm going, you know what I'm saying, accept the odds or accept my fate. I don't care, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is because it's 1,000 ways to skin a cat here, you know what I mean? So I'm not, you know what I mean? I know Melo is not the greatest of all time or looked at as a GOAT, but that's my favorite, okay? You know what I mean? As far as the rapper, C Murder, that's my favorite rapper of all time. I know he not the greatest, you know what I'm saying? But that's my favorite rapper of all time, you know what I'm saying? Point blank, period. But I understand you throw C Murder in a cypher with dudes like Joe Budden, Pat Poose, Nas, and guys like that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He was on the track with Pat, but I'm saying cypher style, bar for bar, that's not his style. And I'm quite sure he can tell you that himself. You know what I mean? But I'm a roll with that. You know, I'm rolling with C. So that's fine to roll with Mike, but understand, I mean, at least be objective about it. Because you got crazed fans that's not objective about the flaws. You know what I mean? They're not objective about the flaws, and Mike got many flaws. Mike got many flaws as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? And it showed in his losses when he fought people that wasn't that. You got to be able to persevere in situations like that. Everybody's not going to be scared of you. Everybody's not going to be scared of you. It was like the bully in school who only messes with the cats that's scared of him. You know what I'm saying? But then when he run into that one who not scared of him, what happens? He usually loses. He usually loses when someone pushes back. So when you push back on Mike, then his aura just vanishes and then he turns to someone else. You know what I mean? It's like, what happened? He feeds off the fear. You know what I'm saying? He feeds off the fear. There was the one, who was that white dude he was staring at? And he wouldn't look at him in the eye. He feeds off that. But if you staring at him eye to eye right back, not flinching, then that does something. Like, no, you a man, I'm a man, what's up? Then that strips him of some things. Because his main go-to isn't working. I'm just saying, but it is what it is. Is Mike overrated or not? That's all I want to know. I'm not, listen, no, don't, you ain't got to hit me with the porch fit or the pitchforks, throw the bottles at me, you know what I'm saying? I get it, okay, cool, whatever. Thumbs down, all that. I get it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm asking the question. It may not even be comments here yet. It may be comments a year from now. I don't know, I'm just dropping it, you know what I'm saying? You know, we small time over here right now. So we gonna pick it up, but you know, maybe a year from now, you might see this. 2 years from now, you might see this and be like, what is this? What is this what is he talking about? And then, you know, that's when all the crazy comments come. I get it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just being honest. I love Mike. Mike is the truth, you know what I'm saying? He a real dude, but I'm just saying, as far as in the ring, skill for skill, against the great heavyweights, you know what I mean? Can you confidently say he just beats them? Boxing, without the aura. You know what I mean? Make sure you like, subscribe, share the content. Greatly appreciate it from everybody. Peace.